Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to be amazed by magic, mystery, and enchantment. Our next presenter is a legendary showman who's won more than 20 Emmy Awards. He performed all over the world and is considered the greatest code illusionist of our time. He squashed the first ever computer bug, designed Apple's logo, and using his telekinesis powers, he influenced Alan Turing to create the first ever Turing machine, which was originally a coffee maker. He started the first tabs versus spaces argument and introduced the unsubscribe method into RxJS. No, it wasn't a pull request. He doesn't do pull requests. He only does push demands. Today, ladies and gentlemen, he is going to blow your mind. Please give it up for the magnificent Shai Reznik.
Thank you, and welcome to the magnificent Shai Reznik show. And today, you are about to experience magic. Wow, magic. And now, I will need a volunteer from the audience. You, come to the stage. Hello,
Hi,
what is your name?
Bonnie.
And what do you do for a living, Bonnie?
Well, I'm a software developer.
Oh, that's nice. And tell me, Bonnie, do we know each other?
No, we definitely do not know each other.
Good. So prepare to be amazed. It's now time for more magic. My shirt is white. Now, I want you to think about a problem you're currently facing.
Okay.
Wait, I sense that it's something related to the project you're currently working on?
Well, yeah. Now that I think about it, how did you... We do have a big issue in our project.
I see it. It's something about loading time. And as your app grows, the more manual optimization you need to do.
That's amazing. How did you do that?
I have special powers.
Yeah, every time we add something, we have to go file by file and lazy load it, or else our users complain.
Oh, those poor bastards.
We thought using server-side rendering would help us get the best user experience, but it didn't.
I hear ya. Oh, wise cat.
I'm not a cat.
What if I told you that with my magical powers, I can make all of your problems disappear?
Oh, that would be amazing.
Okay, since you're such a nice cat,
But I'm not a cat.
let's go and see a magical demonstration. So, your app is slow when it's getting bigger, huh? Well, this is because of hydration.
Oh, yeah, I remember something like that. What is it again?
Hydration is part of the process of server-side rendering. After a route gets rendered on the server, the HTML is being sent to the client, and then JavaScript is downloaded and run in order to make the app interactive. This is called hydration, like rehydrating fruits or something like that. Now, watch this. Here, on this tab, I've taken an hydration-based technology, fully optimized and built for production, and I removed everything except one input and a text binding. So every time you type in the input, the text updates below. Simple, right?
Wow.
Wait, that's not the magic yet. I then took another cutting-edge iteration-based technology and did the same exact thing. Removed everything and just kept one input and one binding. You see?
That's amazing. Look at how the text is being updated on the screen. How did you do that?
We still haven't got to the magic. No need to get too excited prematurely, cat.
I'm not a cat.
Now, let's go and see the third tab.
Here, we have another page, but this time full of components with lots of interactivity. As you can see, we have animation, we have charts, and we have a full-on data grid where you can switch pages, you could sort, and you could also filter and select everything. So, full interactive page. And at the top, you might notice the same input and text binding.
Okay, is this another hydration-based framework?
Oh no, this is something much more magical.
And in order to demonstrate its magic, let's go back to the first tab and open the browser in incognito mode, so no caching, and simulate a slow network connection. Now, let's load the first technology and try to notice when this app becomes interactive. Let's count together. Count with me. I hit enter and
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You see?
Oh my god! 8 seconds is a lot.
Yeah, well, it needs to load all the JavaScript, parse it, and run it until it's ready to respond to events. That's the reality of every modern framework these days.
And it even deleted all the previous text.
Yes. Now let's see the second example.
as I mentioned before, this is another popular hydration-based JavaScript framework. We'll again simulate a slow network connection. Now, let's run it and count. Ready? Go!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
This time, it didn't delete the text, but it still took 8 seconds.
And think about it. This is nothing but an empty page with just one input and one binding. Very, very simple without a lot of interactivity.
Oh yeah, and my app has many more components and pages.
Yes, and in the fact that...
Many more.
Are you done?
Many. That's it.
Okay, now starts the magical part.
Let's move to the third tab. Now, this might look like an ordinary page, but in fact, I casted a spell that makes it load instantly, no matter how much interactivity and JavaScript it has. We'll do the same exact thing. Let's simulate a slow connection, and remember, this time there are a lot more interactive components that need to be loaded, so it should take longer.
Oh yeah, I bet it will take like at least 30 seconds to load.
Let's see if you are right. Try to count together with me.
1, 2, 3.
Wait, stop counting.
It's already interactive on the first input. Magic.
Oh my god! Oh my god! That's incredible! How is that even possible?
Magic. Okay, you can go back to your seat now.
But what about the money?
Never mind that now. Let me continue with the show.
Wait. Stop the show, everybody. Stop the show.
What? Who are you?
Hi, I'm Shai Reznik. I currently lead the core team behind the JavaScript framework Qwik, and I'm also the founder of HiRes.io, where we make web development fun and efficient through consulting and entertaining online courses. But I'm also a professional mythbuster, exposing frauds like this magician here.
How dare you? I was born with these powers.
Oh, really? Let's see, shall we?
First of all, the third tab that you showed is not fast because of your magical powers, it's because it was built with Qwik, the framework I mentioned at a part of its theme, so you cannot really fool me. So unlike other server-side render frameworks, which rely on hydration to make the app interactive by rerunning JavaScript on the client, Qwik is built from the ground up on a completely different foundation. To explain it, we use the metaphor JavaScript streaming. It's like video streaming, but for your app.
What? How do you stream an app?
You see, Qwik breaks your app into tiny bite-sized segments. In general, every function becomes a separate segment. It then renders the HTML on the server, but instead of sending just a plain HTML file, it encodes in it a lot of important information like what is the structure of the app, where are the event listeners, where are the component boundaries and such, and sends it to the client. Then on the browser, Qwik starts buffering the necessary segments of interactivity in the background. So by the time the user performs an action, the code they need is already there, ready to go. And then the framework only needs to execute it, not to load. That's why we call this last part lazy execution, which is very different from lazy loading. Again, because everything is being encoded on server render time, there are no hydration delays, no waiting for JavaScript to load before interacting and such. Just instant interactivity. And the best part? Everything I just said is happening automatically for us, so we don't have to even think about manually breaking it apart and adding dynamic imports everywhere and such. Qwik is handling all of that. Oh, and this instant loading benefit also helps improve your SEO ranking and conversion rates because your page loads faster than ever, no matter how big your app gets. And both Google and your customers love that.
And that, by the way, why this framework is called Qwik. So as you can see, this magician didn't use any special powers. It was Qwik and JavaScript streaming all along. And with that, this magic is fully debunked.
Damn it! You ruined my entire show! Okay, I cannot work in these conditions. I am leaving. Good luck.
Well, that was awkward. I just wanted to...
Shai,
Yes, Bonnie?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So, Qwik is great for marketing websites, right? You know, SEO, conversion rates. But what if my app is like a dashboard and it's behind a login screen? Should I use Qwik for that as well?
Let me ask you a question. When you started your app, it was small, right?
Right.
And now it's bigger, right?
Yeah, Sherlock.
Yeah, but what I'm getting to is like your app is now bigger and you said it yourself. Like, are your users happy with the time it takes your app to load now when it's bigger?
Oh, I see what you did there.
Right, but seriously, our attention span as humans is getting shorter and shorter each year. So people are more likely to lose their patience and to start develop negative feelings about your product. With Qwik though, you get the best of both worlds. Whether it's a simple marketing site or a complex app, Qwik scales seamlessly, so your team only needs to learn one technology, and by that saving both time and resources.
Okay, but Qwik is still pretty new and risky, isn't it? Is it fine to start using it in production?
Well, that's a very good question, Bonnie. And you're right, Qwik is relatively new, but
We already have a great ecosystem around it. From Qwik UI, which offers both headless and style component libraries, to localization, authentication management, testing tools, and deployment integrations for every platform. And with time, our ecosystem grows as more developers and companies adopt Qwik.
But what if I need a certain component that doesn't exist in Qwik?
Well, you can always Qwikify it.
What the hell is that?
Well, Qwik allows you to take any React component and turn it into a Qwik component. And it's a temporary solution you can use until the component is natively built for Qwik. And that's why we have it in case something is missing in the ecosystem.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm still afraid about, its stability and whether it will still be maintained in the future.
I hear ya, and it's a valid concern, so let me address it. Recently, Qwik has gone through some pretty exciting changes.
It became a community-driven project, and shout out to Builder.io, our special sponsor who made that possible, and as a result of the transition, the core team grew to over 9 members. We're currently actively maintaining version 1, and soon we'll ship the upcoming version 2, which will reduce the amount of code sent from the server even further, meaning faster load times without any extra work. We also invested a lot of thought and time into building an amazing and friendly community where developers feel comfortable asking questions, helping each other, and at times also being fun and silly. We even published an RFC process, so now the entire community can have a say in Qwik's future. As for stability, we rolled out a new project management process to release versions more consistently, and we have a team of alpha testers that verify the upcoming versions are stable before they are released. Soon we're also planning to add an ecosystem CI, inspired by Vite, to make sure our ecosystem is stable as well with every new version.
And thanks to our sponsors, we're making sure that the core and ecosystem continue to grow.
Okay, looks like you're taking things seriously, which is good.
Yeah, we're very committed to fulfilling our vision and our philosophy.
Which is?
Well, in 2 words, automatic optimization.
And in more words?
You see, our vision for the web is one where developers like yourself can stop worrying about these annoying manual optimizations because, everything will be handled by the technology itself and AI.
Oh great, here come the buzzwords.
Well, you asked for more words, right? But seriously, in the future we are aiming to add more and more automatic optimizations to Qwik's abilities. One example is predictive buffering.
Huh?
Well, you remember the lazy execution thing from before, right?
Yeah.
So Qwik can collect anonymous statistics about the execution order of functions, and it can do it automatically. These stats can then be fed to a model that produces instructions for Vite and Qwik on how to bundle these segments together and in which order to buffer them to produce the most optimal buffering experience. This leads to users never experiencing any delays, because Qwik can predict which code to buffer based on actual real-life usage.
And hence predictive buffering.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and guess what?
What?
It already exists in beta.
We call it Qwik Insights, and it's currently running on the Qwik docs and more apps in production.
No way.
But wait, there's more.
Ha, you sound like an infomercial.
What if these statistics could be used for other things?
For example, since we already know the average user journey, we could train an AI model to create end-to-end tests based on that data automatically. And with the same statistics, we can identify code that isn't being used at all, and another AI model could remove it, like actual dead code elimination based on real users and their behavior. But it doesn't stop there. Imagine automatic refactoring, A/B testing, and much more. These are some of the automatic optimizations we would like to see for all web developers in the future, and we believe that Qwik's innovative foundation can lead to that future faster.
That's why we believe in Qwik's philosophy so much, and also why we encourage everybody to give it a test run and see for yourself. And also, if you would like to participate in our community, this is the link to our Discord, where you're welcome to come, say hello, participate in the chat, ask questions, see for yourself how friendly our community is. And also, we encourage you to join and contribute PRs for bugs, going over docs, proposing fixes, triaging. This is a truly community-driven project and would love everybody to participate in our community. And by the way, a great place to start is our Qwik introduction course, which is taught by both Mishko Hevery, who created Qwik, and yours truly.
Are you truly mine, Shai?
Always, Bonnie.
Kiss me, you fool.
Wait, before you do that, wanna see some real magic this time?
Of course.
Watch this.
It was me all the time. There is no Shai Reznik.
Oh no, who should I kiss now?
Watch the course to get a quick start.